Joining us now in the studio is Dr. Mridu Gupta. She's the CEO of CAPD. She's somebody who understands cervical cancer like nobody else. She's also someone who deals with it on a daily basis. Now, Madhu, I'll not address the elephant in the room and talk about this whole fiasco that happened with a particular social media influencer or social media popular person, if we can call her that. But this is, yesterday, like I said, was World Cancer Day. The conversation was about cancer in a different way. But let me first address what a lot of people have been wondering, which is this HPV versus cervical cancer. I don't think people get the difference just yet. What is your advice to people when they come to you? How do you tell them that, okay, HPV is something that you should watch out for, but don't get alarmed?
That's right. Exactly like you said it. HPV causes 99% of cervical cancer cases are caused by the HPV virus. But it's a very common virus. So you have this virus. Anybody, if they were to screen themselves below the age of 30, would have the virus. But if you have good immunity and you are healthy, almost 70% of women will clean out the virus on their own. It's like any other virus. It's like you get a viral infection at home. If you have good immunity, you don't catch it. The ones with the lower immunity will catch the virus. So it's basically about being able to overcome the virus on your own. In some women, they are not able to clean out the virus. So if you cannot clean out the virus on your own, over a long period of time, that virus will eventually turn to cancer. It will create changes in the body. You have all that time. It takes 1 to 10 years for an HPV infection to become cancer. So you have all that time to go to a doctor and be screened. And like Sonal was saying, we lose one woman every 8 minutes, which means that that entire time period you have, that gestation period of the virus, women just don't get to their gynae. That's what you need to do. For us, we don't prioritize our health. Right. So you need to get to a gynae regularly.
I understand the importance of the HPV vaccine. There's a lot of debate about that as well. We understand now the government is also giving it a push. That's the first way in which we actually got started with the conversation around cervical cancer. So who needs it? And what kind of vaccines? We understand there are a couple of them in the market, some 2-dose, some 3-dose, some 4-dose as well. What do you recommend?
So it's not the dose. There are different vaccines. They are the valency of the vaccine. You have a bivalent, you have a quadrivalent, and you have a nonavalent. That means these are the vaccines that work against the virus. There's a vaccine that works against 2 strains of the virus. The quadrivalent works against 4 strains. So HPV has about 114 strains, out of which some of them cause cancer. The others cause benign warts. So the virus depends on the valency of the virus. It deals with those many strains of the virus, the vaccine. Okay. Now the vaccine everybody should take. In the developed world, boys and girls are both being given the vaccine. Oh. In India, it is only, we are starting with girls. A lot of countries have started with girls. It's a phase-wise manner. So all girls within the age of 9 and 14 must take. It's a preventive vaccine, right? It's what we do with most viral infections. You give the vaccine at a younger age and create immunization. So all girls should take it between the age of 9 and 14. Currently, the data says between 9 and 14, you take 2 doses.
Okay.
From 15 to 26, you take 3 doses. If you're over 26 in India, please speak to your gynae. If you all decide between yourselves to take the vaccine, you can go ahead and take the vaccine till the age of 45 is what we say in India. So yes, I think it's necessary for all. We can save lives. HPV vaccine prevents cancer.
What's news to me over here is the fact that men also take it.
Yeah, so
in more developed countries, men are also advised to take the HPV vaccine. That's interesting. My last question really over here, Dr. Madhu, is this, that it's the entire conversation over the weekend also, it became about, I mean, what we've been trying to do on the show is say that it is not about sensationalism but sensitivity that is required when it comes to cervical cancer. Taking away from this episode, what is it that the message you want to leave patients and people with?
So focus on the cause. For advocates like us who've been working on cervical cancer for over a decade, this is a detrimental move that happened. It takes people away from the vaccine confidence. You know, they begin to feel like what's the catch? Why are you pushing this so hard? So stay focused on the cause, stay focused on the fact that the vaccine prevents cancer, and that is what we need to know. Away from all the gimmickry, let's focus on the cause and let's make sure that we can. Cervical cancer is 100% preventable. It can be eliminated from the country. Let's focus on that. Let's try and eliminate cervical cancer. That's what we need to remember.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us all that insight. And well, yes, that's our message here on TBC as well. Cut the clutter out and focus on what you really need to do, which is at this point, if you are above 30, get yourself screened, talk to your gynac about what the risk could be and get cracking, as it is 100% preventable. Thanks so much for joining us.